Chapter 10. Fighting Back. I'm glad to be speaking out about this now. I've tried so hard to get justice. Tried to sue the police department for what happened to me. I've gone to at least 7 or 8 different law firms over the years, hoping that each new one might finally take my case. But every time I hit a dead end. Every firm would sit and hear my story, review the details, and then tell me that they couldn't take it on. They'd say they were sorry, but that the odds were just stacked against me. The main roadblock? The plea deal I took. When I agreed to that deal, I gave up my right to a trial, and that meant I couldn't bring a case against the police. Taking a plea deal is complicated, though. At the time, it felt like my only option. I had no way of knowing how things would go if I fought it out in court, and I knew the risks were enormous. I was facing 7 felonies, and I would have had to beat every single one of those charges. If I had lost even one, I would have gone straight to prison. It could have been 2 years, 4 years, or even 8 years. I'll never know for sure, but prison would have been a real possibility. The plea deal kept me out of prison, but it also locked me into a situation where my hands were tied, legally speaking. Looking back, I sometimes wonder how things would have gone if I had risked it, if I had taken my chances in court. But it was a huge risk, and at the time, the safer choice was to take the deal. The police were not alone. The court was also the culprit. The court and the prosecutor each played their role here. Honestly speaking, I believe that they are the most responsible people involved in this case. The prosecutor had every opportunity to file charges against the officers involved, to hold them accountable, and to show that what happened wasn't okay. But they never did. Instead, they just looked the other way, choosing not to take action. So the police point fingers at the court, saying it's the prosecutor's fault, while the court points back at the police, saying it was up to the officers to file charges. It's the endless loop of blame where everyone just shifts responsibility onto someone else and nothing ever gets done. And at the end of the day, no one gets any justice and no one is held accountable. This has taught me a lot about the system and how it's set up in a way that often feels impossible to change. I mean, my case is just one example of how backward the system can be. It's frustrating to see it up close and realize that people get stuck in this cycle all the time. I know now that it's not just about my case. It's part of a bigger issue with how the system treats people. If there's one lesson I've learned through all of this, it's the importance of staying silent when dealing with the police. When they come around, just don't say anything. They'll take anything you say and use it against you, twisting your words to fit their version of events. Looking back, if I had kept quiet from the beginning, maybe things would have turned out differently. They wouldn't have had my own words to twist and build a case around. But I spoke, and they used it all to make me look like I was in the wrong, no matter the truth of the situation. Ultimately, though, this fight isn't about winning the case or the settlement. It's more that it shows the world how broken this system is. There are real problems that need to be met. Maybe, just maybe, I can use my story and garner someone else who also sees the cracks within this system. And if that happens, if my experience can make a difference for even a small group of people, then that's a win I can keep.